News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.
First alert weather and live local coverage. This is News 10.
It's sort of a wait and see attitude. What is going to be implemented? When are the teeth going to come out in some of these rules?
A lot of question marks surrounding the student loan system tonight as stakeholders and borrowers brace for change. Good evening. I'm David Andrews. Ann is off tonight. The U.S. Department of Education is in the process of dismantling itself and a Biden-era student loan repayment plan, leaving 7 million borrowers in limbo. News 10's Riley Connell here in studio now to tell us what it means for Michigan families. Riley?
Yeah, David, the Saving on a Valuable Education, or SAVE plan, was officially struck down by a federal court earlier this month. And starting on Friday, those borrowers can expect a notice from the Department of Education with instructions to pick a new repayment plan. State and federal college access groups tell me they're focused on offering families guidance during an uncertain time.
It's mass confusion.
That is how Michigan College Access Network Executive Director Ryan Fewens-Bliss describes the current student loan landscape. Millions of Americans are being forced off a Biden-era repayment plan called SAVE, with a Trump administration program taking its place. Guidance from the Department of Education has been sporadic, which is why Fewens-Bliss is telling families to take the wait-and-see approach.
It may be beneficial for folks to just wait and see what happens. Will new plans sprout up? Will something happen in the next year's budget? Will they actually enforce moving you out of the SAVE plan?
Loan servicers are expected to issue 90-day notices to borrowers to enroll in another plan starting July 1st. Fewens-Bliss says they should brace for bigger bills.
Like good financial planning everywhere, save some money and put some money aside and build your finances that allow you to pay for some of these really large bills and student loans that are going to come due.
The Institute for College Access and Success, a national group of student advocates, says it's concerned the federal government isn't prepared for a major student loan transition, saying in a statement, the Education Department must prioritize clear, timely, and consistent communication to borrowers and get their systems ready to process applications.
So we're trying to track the best, most accurate information up to date and provide that to our folks.
While debate over the legality of the SAVE plan played out, borrowers were not required to make any monthly payments. However, interest on their loans has been accruing. David, back to you.
All right, Riley, thank you. Last year, the Trump administration made a handful of student loan changes. They include a new rule that says student loans can no longer be placed in deferment because of unemployment or economic hardship.